But this was a huge modern development, which I was really
Impressed with.
impressed with, that he could live there and I couldn't, because at the time I lived in Balham. And the fascinating thing to me, as I said to him, is that this section's gone and the other bit that he lived in is still there. And it must have been really not very good, because the fucking thing didn't last as long as we did and we're still alive. So we're going to go walking this way, yes? Grand. Let's walk.
This was the journey to the station of a night.
Yeah, when I used to leave his place, I used to go up to that station and
We walked.
he walked me up like a couple of girls we were. Well, I was like a couple of girls. He was very macho then.
No, I wasn't.
He's not now.
Look, they've got all these little fences here now. They didn't have those. These were all
I
different.
know, this was all left concrete and they've recently put people's, so they've got their own little bit of privacy. Your uncle lived here, right?
I think he
This
did.
one? Where's your uncle Arthur live? This one?
That one or that one, 15, was it?
And I fancied his cousin big time, who used to tell me. She was
Yeah.
a nice girl, but she wouldn't say piss off in front of her dad, but she would at me. Valerie, she told me to piss off.
They're in
Remember?
Australia now. Holidaying, that's right.
Yeah, they all moved to Australia when he went. No, when they went before you, didn't they?
They did. This has been lovely.
Yeah, so he moved in here, and that to me was really sort of something at the time.
January
And I
63.
spent most of the time with his parents. I mean, they were so good to me, and accepted this little Watt kid that had turned up. And they'd let me stay most of the time. And again, here, this was just open. There was no
These are all gardens here.
trees. I mean, where'd they get trees from?
This is all nice gardens here, wasn't it?
Was it?
Yeah,
I thought
we're
it was just
middle.
concrete.
All this has been put in. All
Yeah, this stuff has, yeah. So where's your place?
11.
Ha ha,
There's
there it
Bill's.
is. So we sit on the balcony, right?
Yeah, this is the balcony.
And I got him in
Oh,
trouble
this
because I gave him a
brings back a few
cigarette.
memories.
Did I not? I can smell a curry. Put us in.
This was it. He was, see where that thing is up there? He used to sit playing his guitar and he put a cigarette in my mouth. He
You thought that was a cigarette,
He taught me all
didn't
my
you?
bad habits. And my dad came out that door, was just going to work, and I went,
Your dad was nice though. He didn't mind any much.
God, he did that day. He went off, he went, you bleeder.
Yeah, you still have that word bleed. How come it's got two front doors now, Al?
There's only one.
Well, what's that one there?
That's into the garden. That's
What garden, you silly ass?
the, oh, there's
There.
the pots on the garden, isn't it?
Eh?
There's the garden just there.
Right, this was fascinating. I can't believe this
Well, I
is
think
so
it's the
different.
garden. No, actually, you're right. What?
We walked to Pat Barlow's house or what?
Yeah, and that was where.
Now, the thing is, they were all built together. This bit survived and that bit didn't. So what are they telling us about that bit?
So is little Pal in? Should we,
Where are we going?
Should we knock her up? Little Pal,
Right,
no,
yeah.
she'd be at her meeting,
I
won't
told
she?
you he's funny, didn't I?
Should we knock her up?
Who?
Little Pal.
Go on then.
I don't know. Is she there? She's at a meeting. She's been here since 1963.
Right, two.
My mum's mate.
Two.
What?
Two.
What could have been two?
Could have been
Yeah, we
1962.
actually viewed them
We're just going to
90s.
knock this woman up. See if she's. Let's hope she can act, eh?
Is she
Go on then.
in?
Lil.
Lil?
Look, look.
She's here. There she is.
I couldn't go because
This is
I
the
would- I would
famous
be
Lil
wa-
Pal, everyone. You don't mind going on TV for the
No.
for a couple of hours?
He's
is
my,
my mum's-
best friend's son. And
Look at that,
Rossi,
look.
they've been lovely. And you-
What a lovely girl. Not a bad life for
You
it.
smell nice. What you got on? That's Lancome, isn't it?
No, it's not scent, it's
Oh,
just deodorant.
All right, now, who's this?
This is Carol.
Carol.
I used to babysit for your little Ellen.
Isn't that amazing, eh?
What, your little Alan?
My little
Yeah.
Alan.
Yeah.
He's a big boy now.
Oh, you mean his son?
His
Because I
son.
used to refer to his little Alan as something else, but I won't go into
No,
that
no,
one.
no.
You didn't babysit his little
No,
Alan then?
he's
It was his
his
son.
Alan.
Excellent
Yeah.
news.
He turned out to be a good boy.
He did.
Yeah, he did, he
So
did. And Mary said, I've got to give you a message, my Mary.
He was a little sod at the
She's
time.
got a bone to pick with you.
Oh, lovely.
She-
Chicken
she
bun?
Said
She's going to sue
Wait.
you for breach of promise.
Okay.
when she was 12 years of age,
Yeah.
you told her when she got older you were going to marry her.
Oh.
I forgot about that. Can't get down till it's all over.
Yeah.
I don't break my promises. I will marry her. Is she married now?
No, she lost her husband. He died with a brain hemorrhage.
Oh.
Oh, very old.
Barry, do you remember
Can we
Barry?
sweeten this?
Rings a bell, I don't
Barry
remember.
Sargent.
Oh, do you remember him? No?
He used to live round the corner.
Rings a bell because of the name Sergeant as well. We're going to go walkies. We better move on. It's nice to
Okay.
see you
Just
again,
wait.
my love.
Nice to see you, Ross.
Take
And
care.
you, Ellen.
Bye, darling.
Bye-bye.
Remember me to
Bye,
Mum.
Ellen. Take care.
Yeah, I
Remember
will.
me to Mum.
Oh yeah, we used to pick up every day here, and he was always late. And the
I was
current
never late.
current
One
bass
thing-
player's always late as well.
It was always early.
And we were picking him up one day, and I pulled the car away. I backed it up too quick and nearly snapped his legs off. But he doesn't remember.
You
I
snapped
backed
them?
into his legs.
My legs.
You were always late. That's why they're little ones.
I
'cause I-
thought you was talking about the road rats. Do you remember the road rats that came up for the Bentley with his motorbike? The big three-wheeler?
What a bloke you knocked 600 shit out of later
I
on.
didn't.
You and your brother took him. This guy one day we picked up, and I went to pull away as he got in the car.
Threatened my
And
mate.
this sort of 20-stone guy gets off this motorbike, you know, and goes in the back and gets out a crowbar, and he's at the window like that with me. And so I'm saying, sorry, 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 sorry. And because he used to get really upset if people insulted us, so it went very quiet in the car. And you said, how dare you let him insult you like that? So a few weeks later, he sorted him out, him and his brother.
No,
the mic's not
edit
working.
this bit out. Edit that out.
Edit what out? You kicked 7 kinds of shit out of him.
Who's that?
We're crossing, yes?
Yes. Number 13, I think. it
I
was.
need a bit of a leak.
Yeah, on the corner there. I think
It's
there's
the one on the corner, yeah.
And he parked his blue Cortina outside the house. And
Do you remember going to Scotland in the Cortina with all of us?
6
5
of
people
us.
in the Cortina.
Edinburgh, John
Corner-
Fanning Drive,
Yep.
6 of us.
6 of us,
The
that's right.
Cortina.
How did we do that? I was 2 in the front seat then, right?
Yeah, 3 in the front, 3 in the back. Or 4 in the back, 2 in the front. Oh,
So what was next door to him? Do you remember? Oh, right. This one?
I thought it was number 9 Studholme, wasn't it?
Yeah, this is it, isn't it? Yeah.
There you go.
Oh, it's
I
in
thought
2
it was
apartments and apartments now, look.
So what kind of time frame are we talking about? That's what a couple part of your life.
This would be 1962.
62-ish, yeah. As soon as we'd done the gig up the road, that night, the very first night, apart from them passing a hat round and we get a $5 for it, this guy came up and said, "Oh, no, mate, you." And straight away, I was so besotted with his mum in respect that she was everything to me at that time. He said, well, if she said yes, so he trotted off to see Al's mum, and she said that'd be all right, and that was it. He came back and she said she's fine. So from then on, he became our manager. And as much he was kind of green and whatever.
Ali, you sing that House in
Yeah.
the Rising Sun, so lovely.
Yeah, she used to like you, didn't the manager's wife liked you?
House of the
I think
Rising
there's
Sun.
something going on myself. I
That's
don't want to go into that.
But yeah, this come round here.
So what was here, Al?
Like the first thing school HQ then.
Yeah, we actually did a gig in that front room there for the football club. Do you remember?
I got drunk here.
That's right. We had our first drink here. You remember? We were all naughty. Had a little glass of sherry.
was,
And
yes.
that's when I had that mouth thing. You know.
Is it? Are we going to go
No,
there?
I,
Are we,
I,
Queens?
I had my pictures done like that. to hide
Never
the
been
metal,
worried about teeth, have you, really?
to hide the metal bit up. I still got the picture of that. One of their first gigs. I think that's so. I'm going to cry.
Yeah, is that a through lounge, right?
Yeah, I'm going to cry. Let me smash those windows and have a look
I
in.
didn't know you could act that well.
What?
I didn't know you were that good an actor. That's brilliant.
That's
I got
600.
emotional then for a moment. Shall I get a handkerchief to get it?
And that there was where
I
we
never
did
went.
it.
How could we go upstairs? What, their lounge was upstairs.
Lounge upstairs, yeah. Lounge
Well, if she was ill, what were they doing upstairs?
sitting in the lounge. They had the kitchen upstairs too. Kitchen and lounge upstairs, and that was their bedrooms.
That's weird, right? No?
Yeah.
Sorry, it's the director nodding his head there. We're talking
Pat
to
passed
somebody.
away not so long ago, but he was a fantastic bloke.
He was a paratrooper, was he not?
Absolutely.
In the war, he used to paratroop.
We went here. I mean, what did he give us? He gave us a rehearsal room. He bought us our PA.
The van.
The Vox AC30s, the microphone stand. Oh no, I think we bought the Vox AC30s. He bought my bass lap cabinets.
Yes.
Lent us his Cortina, his van, his retail outlet in Lambeth Walk, and the dungeons down there where we used to rehearse. He drove us a week before to see the gig we were going to play
Yes, that's right, yeah.
every time, and used to. I
He
mean,
also drove us to Butlins, remember? And over just to go look at the digs.
we should drive
Mrs.
up to
Fitz's
Walkington.
place.
So next week can have a real band play here, mate.
He liked us, didn't he?
Actually, Pat Barlow, he was really the key, wasn't he, to it all then.
To all of it, yeah.
He got us the transport, the gear, the gigs, box, the rehearsal place.
No, I still maintain that the very fact that we had a manager at 12 or 13 years old, so we didn't have to go punting.
No.
I noticed with Nicholas, whenever he did something, you'd say, "What are you doing?" And I don't know. You can't think about it. You can't go punting yourself. That's why we were lucky.
Time we were 22, we'd served a 10-year apprenticeship
Yeah.
and was ready for the wide, wide world.
Listen, you're going to make me emotional in a minute.
I'm very emotional now about
Oh,
it.
yeah. I need emotion personally. Our manager had a gas
you want
showroom
now,
somewhere here, and we rehearsed in the basement, right?
Yeah, just right here.
Yeah.
And our first suits, there's little tailors along here. We've got
Ernie
these little
Node.
blue suits,
Yeah.
and we're all dressed up, and we called ourselves the Paladins.
About 10 minutes that was, wasn't it?
Well, we had pictures done.
And when we used to finish rehearsals, we had this showroom with the gas cookers all around this thing, and we'd be down in the basement rehearsing. And when we finished at night, you had to push the gas cookers back because we were that loud. They'd roll to the middle, and we had to push them all back each night. You worked for him for a while, didn't you?
So did you? Oh no, John did.
I was in ice cream.
John,
though.
yeah, a couple. I worked for Pat for
ice cream.
Neil Warnock said they used to call you the band from the gas showroom, the early agents. And also, it's that band from the gas showroom.
That's right, yeah. And Neil Warnock told me that when we were 14, he booked us into a gig somewhere, and it was one of those above Burton's places. And he said he was coming to see us, and this guy said to him, "Don't come up them stairs any further, I'll knock you right down again. It's the worst bloody band I've ever heard."
Yeah,
That was very early in our career. So we started out, where we intended to stay. And we've-
Rehearsing, in Lamb of Gas, that's where the actual term comes, you're a gas, come from.
My jokes are better than yours, you know.
Well,
No, they are. It's that
yeah.
Australian effect on you. It's not working,
gas,
love.
gas,
And Fred's was here, wasn't it? So this is useless because it's gone.
Well, we used to have, this was our little cafe on the corner here where we used to have our meals.
Yeah. Fred's Cafe.
Yeah. Fred's Cafe. Lambeth Gas is there, so if we want to knock these people up,
Lambeth Gas.
see if the dungeon's still there, where we all ran away from a rat and I was left to bloody put a sack over it.
No, you didn't. You hit it.
Yeah, I know, but
Yeah.
I covered it up first though, so
Because I couldn't see it. It was that bloody loud. Its ears were bleeding.
This has all changed, everything about this.
There's nothing the same. That's what's so
It's a case of
frustrating.
saying you remember this when it was all fields then, basically.
Well, it was actually, loads of shops and stuff, but
let's
just not
ask.
as nice as
Let's go and ask
this.
the shopkeeper. Do you remember a place called Lambeth Gas? Yeah,
And what was the Lambeth Traders Association and all that stuff?
Proof vest on?
Eh? Yeah, and around here,
So
all
how
right.
long
yeah.
was you rehearsing that?
From when we were about 13, 14 till we were just before Maxit Men.
Oh, yeah.
Just before Maxit Men, because you sang hi ho, we are the status quo. When we're number one, we'll have some fun. Hi. That's
Oh, that
how
was Rick.
punter he is. What?
That's Rick, wasn't it?
No, that was you, love.
Did I make that up?
Yep.
Bloody, I've never claimed copyright for that. I've got to
Hey, do you realise you could have been a self-made man on that one?
So
So,
that,
look, I'll tell you what, should we get something to eat, Al?
oh, what am I going to find those gentlemen's rooms?
Oh, gentlemen, what a piss. It's so gentleman, that Australian shit.
Oh, it's so crude. I don't know.
If you want to go somewhere decent to eat, or there's some fish and chips up there.
Down here, mate.
Eh?
Nothing wrong with
Nothing wrong with
that. That's my
Oh,
first
now, see, I'd love these. I'd love one of them. Them trim phones. Remember, everybody could hear everything around the room when you were talking.
Very, very modern.
Oh, look. That must have been the first time they had black people on the Radio Times. They made an issue of it. Look, we've got black people. Oh, I was playing that one of your songs, Nat King Cole, last night. If I fall in love, you've got to see the chord sequence. There's a fabulous chord sequence.
I like Mona Lisa on that, though.
Mona Lisa.
Mona Lisa.
I always thought it was moaning. Don't mention it, Al. I'll tell you one thing. It's not quite as friendly around here as it was when we were kids. Fucking hell. It was like Last Chance Saloon. You walk on there and all the guns come out. Hello.
I
Do
am.
you remember when we did that thing and we had that joint?
No.
We were doing some gig. No, we were doing some gig after the thing
Oh, elbow
for
joint.
ages, and we hadn't done. And you and I were going to have a joint in the encore, so we skinned it up, went off for the encore, and then we had a pull at the side. It was lovely. Had a pull at the side. Got back on started by Johnny, and you come over and you said, "You all right?" I went, "Yeah." And Mark, I must look funny if he's asked me if I'm all right. He said, "You sure you're all right?" Yeah, I'm sure I'm right. Let's talk about paranoid, and I went up to the mic instead of being able to go, "Hey." I just remember that. You tried to go, "Hey there, Jack the lad." I was kind of, I can't. Do you want to clap your hands a bit? That was the last time I ever went near any smoking on stage.
Yeah.
Freaked me
Never
out,
ever
they
did
did.
that again, did you?
It was a shame because before that, no, not on stage.
On stage.
And this was the first gig we did, and we were given the, they passed the hat round, you know. I thought it was funny, they passed the hat round. And
It's
we got
actually bigger up
£5.
here.
And the next time we did it, we got £2 something. So it was
£4.
good.
It
Four?
was £4.
Second
less.
time?
Second time I got
Oh,
£4.
you see, it's £1 less. We were doing better than I thought. Yeah. And that's where, this is where Pat Barlow was, and we had to ask your mum if he could manage us.
Yeah, I don't remember that bit. I thought it was he asked us and we said, yeah, all right. But it must have been, my mum must have given you the nod. She gave you the nod, did she?
Well, he said to her, she said, yeah, and if once your mum had said yes, that was it for me.
Well, we sat there.
We weren't having a fag then, were we?
No, well, no, we couldn't have done. We couldn't have done. I think it came a little bit after. Thanks.
The designated smoking point is at the Red Gates. What
And-
frigging Red Gates?
And the first song we played was...
Wait a minute, I know what it was.
could we
It was
pick up the
Savage.
Correct.
I know. Ding, 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 dun, 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 dun. Yes, I loved it. Myself, oh yeah, well before Rick's time. Me, Alan, John Coglan was in the band by then, wasn't he?
Yeah, absolutely. He was there right from the
Jess.
beginning. Jess.
So it was me, Alan, John Coglan, and a guy called Jess Jaworski. Zdzisław Władysław Antonio Jaworski. Polish git. Lovely bloke. And he left the band when we were leaving school because he wanted to stay on and study, and he did. So we ended up stupid, and he's quite stupid actually.
We ended up rich and stupid. He ended up... broke
Rich and stupid.
and knowledgeable.
Knowledgeable and stupid and broke.
They ended up rich.
Bad luck. That's a bad move. I wouldn't leave it there. Oh, Jesus. But isn't it fascinating the way the amount of... You think it's bad enough, it's just to bar the thing
Tell
up
it
there.
go
and
round on
that's-
the lawn. Tell it to drive over the lawn.
Sweet talking. Once he sees you, he'll be all right. Oh, he can't see. He's got glasses.
And when we got John, I think it was late 62, so he was just on the edge here. Late 62, the first song he played with us was just testing.
What, in
your-
Jess's house? We go to Jess's house.
Yeah, but what was the first thing we played?
Search his number?
Nope. We didn't sing then.
Ah, was it? It was one of the. Yeah, wait a minute. It was one of the. Who did Telstar? What was that like? Who were
No,
they?
what's
Yeah, but who
that?
did Telstar? What were they
That
called?
was Tornadoes.
The Tornadoes, right. Did we do some of their stuff?
Yeah, we did all this stuff.
That's very Spinal Tap. I'm so glad we could do that.
Jesse's on the organ, you can play lead guitar.
No, I
then.
wouldn't play lead guitar.
You couldn't?
I wouldn't know.
No, you couldn't.
I thought, fuck that, I can't, mate.
Well, you wouldn't if you couldn't. would you?
Yeah, no, it was you and Pat telling me I was pretty good, made me have to start.
Yeah.
There's a Chinese
But he
person taking
turned out
photographs.
very, very good in the end. I mean, what he plays on stage is nothing.
Is that your nose I can smell?
What?
Eh? Where'd she go?
There's nothing what he
Whatever
plays
you do,
in
don't get
private.
the Chinese woman on camera.
He's very good in private. Excellent private.
Yeah, she says that. She says you don't play as good on stage as you do on the bus, do you?
Nobody had noticed. You just play that stuff on stage, you go...
So what did we start with?
Dun.
Da, 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 da. Saturday Night at the Duck Pond.
Correct.
Thank
Swan
you.
Lake.
Swan Lake. Some band had called it Saturday Night at the Duck Pond. It
And
was
he
very
was the
hip.
only musician, that man, John Cochrane.
It was the classical stuff and give it names. So Swan Lake was Saturday Night at the Duck Pond.
Yeah.
It was fucking great.
That
It
was
was
actually a
bars to
single
protect the
one.
bars that protect the
Bar was
bars.
up there, though.
So it's not that frigging safe round here anymore, no?
Iron bar.
It's fucking... Yeah, it was Samuel Jones Sports Ground at the time when we were
Cold?
kids.
I'm cold now.
Yeah, but why the fucking place leave this like damp? Why is it this so patronising? Look, what did they break in and nick when they broke in? Somebody must have broke in before they decided to cover it, right?
No, I did clean my teeth.
Yeah, that's more like it, just to vandalise the place. Thank you. Hey? Well, that's what I was saying, that someone broke into my son's place at his car, and I thought they didn't do anything. They couldn't get anything.
After he's produced me.
And you just expect if they get angry because they fight, so they knock the
produce
face out.
me?
No, good luck, mate.
I don't know.
This is where our first keeper played, Jess Jaworski, and we rehearsed in this room here for a while. And he used to like to turn the lights out so we could have the glow of the AC30, so he'd feel a bit more romantic.
We did have AC30, we had one AC30.
We turned the lights out for the AC30.
We didn't have a microphone either. We used your tape recorder microphone in the end.
So what were you playing through, an AC30 as well?
Yeah,
There's
AC30.
some- Sorry.
I used to go through Bottom Normal.
Yeah, so we would practice in there, and before we did any first gigs, right?
Yeah, Bottom Normal, Top Brilliant, or Bottom Brilliant, in the AC30.
I had Top Brilliant,
Just had the
Louder.
white one, white socket,
vibrato.
and we put the microphone in another one. So,
Yeah, I don't know how we got away with it really. How we got it all in one amplifier. It's just kind of silly. You should try that. Anybody that knows what an AC30 is, plug 3 people into it and see what it sounds like. And that's how good it was. And then we played once at our school. And we had 2 by then, so one went at the front over there and one went at the front over there. And we sort of played, and we were trying to figure out the other day what we were listening to, because
well, the only reason we had an AC30 is because we got Jess in the band.
yeah.
His mother.
Who did we bump into when we went to pick them up in Charing Cross Road?
Pick her up.
The AC.
Oh,
They were all in their leather jackets.
Kiss.
Sweet.
Search. Search. Oh,
It wasn't even
I
bald,
pulled your microphone out.
Oh shit! Oh gosh! Yeah, it was
Searchers,
Searchers. Yeah,
That
exactly.
was Pipe Linda.
Yeah, this is the place where you remember. You tell them.
We auditioned here, right? And the band that we auditioned with was The Who. They were called the Detours at the time. And I always remember we did a really, really bad gig that day.
Yeah.
And I was so upset. Pete Townsend came over and said, "Don't worry, little one."
Little one.
Yeah,
How
don't
could
worry.
he call him that?
If you feel that you haven't done a good gig, come ask the promoter and he might put you on again.
And he did, didn't he?
We did.
Yeah. And I remember coming out of rehearsals with Jess one night and coming in, the Stones were on. And I've talked to Bill Wyman about this about a year ago, and I was talking about it, and he remembers it being full of people and really happening. I go in, there's about half a dozen people in there, and I carry walked on and went home. It's peculiar.
When we played with The Who...
I've got to have a
we were
look,
called
you
the
stay there.
When we played with The Who, we were called the Detours, there was no one in. Absolutely no one. And they were absolutely fantastic. The Detours. We didn't have Keith Moon in the band then. But,
That's grim.
yeah.
That's grim.
Is it still that big stage?
No, it's just grim. Looks like a bunch of.
I thought we really made it when we played here.
Well, this was a posh gig to do, but it's just a bunch of tables now. The Glenlyn Ballroom. You see, you're impressed there. But it's a Glenlyn Ballroom, darling.
And we did My Bonnie Lies Over the Ocean.
That was embarrassing, wasn't it?
Well,
Well, because we
Beatles
knew
did
the
it.
Beatles had done it. It was quite hip. So as soon as we worked with the Who, we realised it wasn't hip. So we didn't do My Bonnie Lies Over the Ocean anymore. Should we go?
That's pre-Keith, Who, isn't it?
Pre-Keith.
Yeah, he says, I don't remember Keith being there or not being there. I just remember we worked.
He wasn't there because Roger Daltrey came up to me and said, and I said, oh, it's great because they did money. And I said, that was great. So yeah, we're getting rid of the drummer.
Did he? I remember we did Elton Bars with him, and he was ill, and Viv Prince did the gig instead.
So I said, what's he getting rid of the drummer for?
Um,
I couldn't. He didn't give me a reason. But Keith Moon was great, wasn't he?
what?
He didn't give me a reason why he's getting rid of the drummer. But
No.
Keith Moon was great, wasn't he?
Oh, we
Played everything but drums. I was in T1.
no, they were art rooms.
T1 was, they had 4 of them. T1,
T2,
oh, T2.
T3, and
I was in
T4.
T2.
I was in G29. You were in. I don't know what your
T2.
form. Were you really?
I was in,
Who was the form master then?
I forget
Ridgway?
her name.
Ridgway?
No, but I had Miss
Not Miss
Crew.
Crew. I loved Miss Crew.
Miss Crew, yeah.
Everybody
She
was good
a
at
geography teacher.
And did
Everybody
they know
was
about
good.
your music at school? Did
Yeah,
they
we
know what
played
you
it.
were
We
doing?
did. We went into the orchestra. I played trumpet. He played trombone. And
Room
Alan.
G29 was a little music
Music
room.
room, yeah.
Gave up maths for music, and that's how we met.
Yeah.
Because,
and my dad and my uncles used to park down and sell ice cream in the lunch hour, and we used to go and get crisps and ice cream off them.
So we come up this hill here, and we met on the steps, just over there, when there were steps there.
And as we got you both together, what were you actually listening to when you first met? What was you into musically?
Pop music, really. I liked a lot of the Everly Brothers.
She was only 16, that kind of stuff.
You're going spinal again. We mustn't sing on camera, you know it.
Lipstick
On
on
your
your... No, that was a
car.
little bit
that was
before.
Connie Francis. I liked her. I was mad for the Everly Brothers. I'd seen that sometime before, but at that point when we were together, we started because Kenny Ball was in the chart, and so was
Acapulco.
Bill.
Well, he was
So
the
we-
first one to have another one in America, wasn't he, Acapulco?
Yeah, and we tried to do When the Saints Go Kin In. No, marching him, wasn't
Oh,
it? Not
marching
kinning. And then, I don't know if it was him or me, said, well, why don't we do... Was it pop
Green
groups
Leaves
then?
of Summer.
Yeah, we said pop group. Then we decided to put guitars and stuff.
But we couldn't play the guitar. That's
No,
the only thing.
so
So we had
we
to
had to go
form a
and buy 'em.
band
Yeah.
that couldn't play. So
Sounds
that's
like
when
most bands at the time.
So that's when we went to Butlins and saw the organist and thought, if we get an organist in, we don't have to do much.
I must admit that shone at me. I did not want to play lead guitar. That's where we got Jess, and then we came back and Jess was quite a popular and very good accordionist. We thought, we can't have that.
Yeah, he played all the pop hits, didn't he? On that
And a lot of that Polska stuff, I don't know what he was doing. And that's when we then got the thing, and that started us to, we came out of there and started to play guitar a bit. But I was a dickhead, I refused to learn, you know, and like you said, I was really keen. He can play the stuff, I was quite happy to strum, and all I wanted to do was strum. It was just later on that you and Pat Barlow tried to convince me I could do it. Yeah, that's really good.
That was really
It's
good.
like, it was really good.
Play that note. We had to go to Butlins, we had to play Route 66.
Yes,
we had to
it.
play, I dun 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 dun. Remember that?
You know, like
It's
all
playing
these,
Route 66 here, you missed it.
you know all these bands who went to Hamburg, like the Beatles and
Yeah.
the Pacemakers
Yeah.
and Stones, they said they learned their trade because they had to play for so long.
Yes.
What about Butlins? Were
Well,
you
ours
on
was
stage
Butlins,
at
that's
Hamburg?
where we
Butlins
did it
for
with
us.
2 shows a day.
2 shows a day. Yeah.
And you had to be dressed and stuff, and we didn't like that, and we went out and got some other kit to wear in the afternoon. But I still think he would push and moan a lot and so that we should do a bit more, and I was lazy, I wouldn't do it. And he was right, we could have learnt so much more there, and we didn't. The idea of us
Oh, that's where you
practicing...
met Gene. Yeah, he was preoccupied, and so was I, really, wasn't I? Met Gloria
Do you want to say, you mentioned her name again, your eye went like that when you went to it, your eye went like that.
Yeah, that will help.
No,
you got
I was just lazy. I've met my first wife there as I walked in the gate, and then we met Rick there, and Rick came in and was watching us, and he had that flash look on his face, you know, which a lot of people do now. They come into sound check and they're kind of like that, you know. But when it's a gig, people act differently. And then Rick stood in front of us because nobody ever came to watch us, did they? Particularly in the afternoons. People would walk up these steps, walk through, and just keep going. They would never frigging stop.
We thought we got nobody in because it was the wrong place for us in the Pig and Whistle Ballroom. Nobody in here. It's the wrong place for us. We should be in the Rock and Roll Ballroom. We have the Rock and Roll Ballroom. No one came in
It's
at
even
all.
worse, yeah. And
Big
Rick stood
mistake.
there, and he told us much later on that he decided then that's what I'm going to do. And yet I wasn't aware then. You became friends with him, I became friends with him. And I think it was some impact Barlow thought, "Fucking Rossi can't sing, we
You
better
didn't
do
sing
something.
much, did you?
It was like that, wasn't it, really?
Well, we didn't sing. We were going to be an instrumental band. We didn't figure we were going to sing.
No. Well, you could be an instrumental band at the time, and there were stuff around like the...
Shadow.
Yeah, most stuff was instrumental, and we were the Tornadoes and all that stuff.
Acapulco.
Yeah, that was a mistake, wasn't it? And then we started frigging
Rick
singing.
says, he says, when I first time I ever saw them play live, he said, in my head, I wanted to be the one Everly brother on his own with 2 female backing singers. He said, I saw them and I thought, I can be a Beatle. I could be in that kind of rock and roll band.
Oh,
I
yeah.
could
I
be-
just know he stood there and he knew that's what he wanted, which was good, actually. And I think we were all like that. And people talk a lot these days about positive manifestation. We must have really... And he used to do it to me a lot, and we'd fantasise how I was going to be, and I'd stop him. Don't be too specific. Just... I mean, now you
Won't
think
come
about...
true if I say it.
Yeah, exactly. And whereas I find that a lot these days, a lot of people I know will manifest something they want. And I can never do that, but very much aware that, you know, I completely, at least you still, some respect for education, I didn't. I was real Jack the lad and learnt to make people laugh, dickhead. But, and I remember people knocking teachers out of windows here, it was lovely. People trying to aspire to knock a teacher out of a window. How
It's very
weird.
peaceful here, really.
It was very peaceful, yes. After
Oh, this
Peckham.
was actually quite nice. You had views all over London from T2, because I was in the grammar school.
Oh, he's in the grammar
I was in the
school
grammar
stream.
stream. I was like the educated one.
So he was on the top floor and I was on the lower ground
He was
floor. What does that
dunce.
tell you?
It was in LG24, wasn't it?
Yeah, I was going to show you where it was. Not it.
So he was a dunce.
G20.
And I was the genius. I was at the top floor.
That's
That
genius.
was the pecking order. If you're
He was
top
called
floor,
Genius Lancaster.
the brains at the top, and it was levelled right the way down.
However, there's only
He was-
2 classes up the top.
He was even below ground.
Yeah, it's that bad it was.
And I brought him up from that level to the ground floor. So he
Fucking
can play.
poser.
I was actually playing trumpet and trombone at the time. And I brought him up from that lower ground level to the ground level and let him into
Anybody
my
else feel sick? I'm beginning to feel sick.
G29.
That was the music room.
G29.
Right.
And we used to spend all our time in G29.
Yeah, it was great. We used to get out of most lessons and play.
And I said, hey man, how about starting a band up? Well, it's a group then.
Did you say man?
Yeah,
We didn't say man till we got to Butlins because
Man.
Si said man,
That's
didn't
right,
he?
Si said
It's Jazz. I kept saying man.
And Jazz used to say man.
Man,
so-
and we
And
didn't.
Stevie Marriott used to say man,
Man.
as well, because I used to say man. He used to say cool as well.
And he used to say pissole. He used to go in everywhere and say pissole. Steve Marriott.
We've got the cool word from Stevie Marriott and the man word.
I met Steve Marriott and Kenny Jones. My dad's ice cream van. They used to buy ice cream off my dad. It's a weird thing, and then see them in show business. It was
That's why
kind
they
of weird.
broke up.
What, because of the ice cream?
Ice cream.
I hated my dad, you know.
Small faces, they could actually go up.